this project, my aim was to be able to develop a WinForm app that is going to be responsible for managing books at a library. So the project name, I name it Library Books Management. And the goal is to make sure that I use database and OOP concepts. So let's see how the app runs. So when you start the app, first of all, the data grid view here, upload is filled or is uploaded with a database of books. And when you want any book, when you click on a book, it displays into the various teams. And then you also have a chance to perform CRUD operations. That is, you are able to add a book. So let's add a book. So let's say I want to add a book called The Godfather. And the author is Mario Puzo. And let's say, let me create a random number for the ISBN. And then how many copies do we have here? We have 9 copies. Then once I add it shows on our data grid view, or it's added to the database. I can also update a book. For example, I want to update a book, row 3 book. And let's say row 3 currently it got how many books? Number of copies here is 4 books. It's 4 books. I can, the number of copies here. Yeah, it's 4 books. I can update the books and make it, let's say, 80 books. And once I click on update books and it comes and check on my copies, I'll see that it got 80 books now. And I can also delete a book. Let me delete the book that I added. Let me delete the last book on row 4, that is The Godfather. Delete, and it's no longer there. So basically, that is what the app seems to do. But let's go into the whole details of the program. So to start with, I first made sure that I created my database, and that is the name of the database. It's called librarydb.mdf. So in the database, I was able to create my table, and to make sure that the table runs well, this is the code for the table. To make sure the table runs, I executed it and to see how it runs down here, just to make sure that when I connect it to my WinForm, I'm gonna have a problem. So that is my database. And then after that, I created a book class. Now, this book class is purposely to make sure that I organize all my, make sure that I organize all my book like title, author, ISBN, and also copies into one object, into a single object under a book, under book class, so that it's going to make the program well organized. And that is also another concept of object-oriented programming, encapsulation, be able to organize your class. And then I also created another class, book repository class. Now this class sole responsibility is to make sure that all the CRUD logic is here. So I make sure that all my CRUD logic, that is the command for my SQL commands, are all here. That is also a separate class. So when you go into the form, what I did was only the event handling buttons was what was made here. you will not see basically the code logic here, and that is abstraction, being able to hide the various commands for the Win app to operate. So basically that is how the whole project is run.